everyone. Welcome to another Coffee and Contemplation brought to you by Spotlight Recovery. It is May the 8th. We've got a neat reflection here. It's a couple of different quotes and a community input, just all about living your life, getting out there and living each day to the fullest, which I am, of course, a big fan of and think this is something that we absolutely should be expecting and working towards and doing in our recovery. So let's get into it. Remember to live your life today. Today is a beautiful day to be alive, to be the person you are. A beautiful day simply to be. Don't waste energy trying to possess or control. Don't let yourself be burdened by things that have happened in the past. Don't worry about being right or about impressing anyone. Focus instead on creating things that have never before existed, on adding value to the lives of others, on finding ways to express the unique person that you are. Feeling good by simply deciding to, rather than by abusing yourself or others. Look at everything that happens as an opportunity for growth. Accept and be thankful for the abundance that is yours. Dust off your dreams and find a way to follow them. Life is precious and beautiful. Every breath you take is an opportunity to live life to the fullest. By Ralph S. Marston Jr. Today I will relax. I am being prepared. I can let go of timing. I can stop manipulating outcomes. Good things will happen when the time is right, and they will happen naturally. By Melody Beattie. We find comfort among those who agree with us, growth among those who don't. By Frank A. Clark. Oh, that's good. So this reflection is it's labeled as Extra Thoughts. It's from justfortodaymeditations.com, which is a fantastic website made by other addicts in recovery and just given away as a way to digitize all these daily reflections. So that's another great resource to go and look and find some more daily reflections for yourself. So that's where I pulled this from. As always, there's a digital copy in the link in the description, so you can read it yourself and then save it on your phone if you want. I like this. I like the language in it. I like the messaging in it. Yes, I get it can be a little strong and big on just pushing this very life is beautiful mentality. And of course it isn't always, and we can all have struggles and hard times and all of that. But just getting this perspective in, I think, regularly and reading things like this, getting these kind of reminders, I think is really beneficial. I really enjoy them. I really like that it talks about, there's a couple kind of key themes in here. The one is just how it talks about just this kind of mentality of like your day will be as good or as bad as you choose to make it. Life, it can be a beautiful day if you decide that it will be. So obviously it's not 100% effective, but in general, there's a lot of truth to having that kind of mentality. So I like that reminder. It also talks about being present in today, just for today. Let today be beautiful. Don't worry about the future. Don't let the past bring you down or drive you crazy. So it talks also about being present. And then the other theme here that they talk about too, that I really like in order to help make your day beautiful and to live it more to the fullest, is in this opening second line in the opening paragraph. Don't waste energy trying to possess or control. And they talk about that later in some of the other quotes as well. It's another common thing is not trying to control and trying to manipulate, create outcomes and all of that. It's really neat. I think that's a really neat perspective on the concept of having a beautiful life, having a beautiful day by simply being present and existing and letting it be and letting come what may, as opposed to trying to create a result, force a result, manipulate or control something to happen in order for that day to be beautiful. That, I think, is a really good mentality. I think that's an important mentality for folks in general, and then, of course, especially for us addicts, where manipulation and control are really common challenges for us. That's a really common character defects that come in line with the disease of addiction. So I really like that they talk about that in multiple spaces here. and just removing the concept of like a goal or of a result in order for your day to be beautiful, as opposed to being present. Well, it says it in this opening line: today is a beautiful day to be alive, to be the person you are. I really like that emphasis, followed by a beautiful day simply to be. Just be, just exist, be present in today. I really like that messaging and reminder a lot. That's a really important one for a lot of us. It definitely is for me. These other points too, we talked about the future and the past, about possess or control. Don't worry about being right or about impressing anyone, right? Showing off. The removal of ego, the removal of outside approval. That's what I like about this reflection a lot. It's just this like compilation of thoughts, basically, are just talking about all of these barriers that you can remove in order to make the day more beautiful, more enjoyable. So it's a little more directive, it's suggestive. Those are things that I really like about that I'm really liking about this. This second paragraph has got some really good perspective too. And it also like lines up with the work that I'm doing with this podcast and with this company. Focus instead on creating things that have never before existed, on adding value to the lives of others. So service, step 12, right? On finding ways to express the unique person that you are. I really like that one too. Just because as addicts, a lot of us will often be like social chameleons. I have the drawer full of masks. What version of me do you want me to be? Or what version of myself am I going to show up to this engagement, depending on what results I want out of it? And again, it's just talking about removing that. Remove all of this, all that mentality, all that behavior, getting all these things out of the way. It's like, yeah, the guide for this on how to live your life today, how to enjoy today being a beautiful one, is not so much as by addition, but more so by removal instead. What are these things to remove, get out of the way, get out of this day, so that this naturally beautiful day that exists can come forth and you can be present and you can enjoy it. I think that's really cool. That's a really neat way to go about this. I really appreciate that. Feel good by simply deciding to, rather than by abusing yourself or others. Look at everything that happens as an opportunity for growth. And of course, this is like ultimate thinking. This is like if you're in your best spiritual fitness and have energy and time and capacity and all of that, that's when you're able to be doing this the most successfully. So don't also put this pressure on yourself or feel like you have to do this all the time. Like don't put that weight on yourself, but just having that mentality, that perspective for it being growth opportunities when you can take advantage of them, I think is really healthy. And it's a perspective that I really like too. This line of feel good by simply deciding to, that's great. I remember one of my old sponsors in AA, we would start a share every week in a meeting. He would say, today was, what is it? Today can be as good or as bad. No, I've heard him say it 1,000 times. Why am I stuck on this now? It's been a few years, I guess. My day can be as good or as bad as I choose to make it. And I chose to have a pretty good day today. There we go. That's what it is. And he drove me nuts. Oh, it drove me nuts with it sometimes. Sometimes I was just so in self-pity or whatever frustration and just was in no space to be able to hear it. And I also get that reason of why I repeated it all the time, because more and more I am understanding how it's true and how there's a lot of power in that. It's the same with the line of happiness is a choice. So again, don't let these thoughts run over into toxic positivity, where it's just this unrealistic expectation of everything's fucking happy and unicorns and you're choosing to be miserable every single day. Like, no, not to that extreme. More so just understanding the power that you have in that ability to make these choices in trying to choose to be happier and striving to do this, working towards a more positive outlook and perspective on life and on your day, and that you really have the power to change and do this in so many ways, which therefore then improves that quality of life. So that's all. I think that's an important distinction and is something that I wanted to mention there with all of this. Yeah, you know what? I think that's an okay spot to finish today. Like we've covered, and there's a lot of these same and similar themes in here within these quotes and within these lines. Actually, you know what? The last, I think, just this last line, I think, is a riot. We find comfort among those who agree with us, growth among those who don't. I love that one. I think that's like, again, when you're at a great, like a healthier place, mindset, spiritual mindset, whatever you want to call it, just to be able to acknowledge and be open to that. I really like that a lot. So yeah, that's just a fun little way to finish it off. So that's what we're going to do. So there you go. So thank you for checking out today's episode. Hope you enjoyed that. Please put down in the comments, if you have a section there in your platform, what stands out for you in this reflection. Would love to get that input. And check out in the description for all the ways that Spotlight Recovery can support you through recovery coaching and self-help tips, more episodes of the podcast, a blog, newsletter. There's all of this stuff. And then ways that you can support Spotlight Recovery through donating, becoming a member, getting some merch, and all like the follow, share, subscribe. All of these things really help us out too. So please check all that out. There's a lot more in that description that you can get out of this episode than just this portion itself. So check all that out, and thanks for being here again today. Wishing you a blessed 24 in your recovery. Hoping it is a beautiful day for you, and we'll see you again tomorrow.